Stop recording.
Is he showing moon? Yeah. Uh-oh.
Boy, a real tough pair. Really nice set of main heifers. They both offer, bring a couple things to the table that could propel them to win. And, just talking about them individually. So I read this young lady's heifer here up front, the younger female. Start at the ground. I really like the foot shape. I like the way that it's put together.
Is he judging the commercial heifer exotics? Mom?
Female with full center body. You get up front, she's long and extended. Now, in this class, does she read to be as fresh? And I think
She
that
won.
kind of is more
Who, Moon?
Hey, you talked about her yet.
Just looks a little bit harder here, so she doesn't smooth up quite as well. Maybe she's not quite as smooth there into her shoulder, and her hair doesn't really help that. But as I read this female, just as her, even if she wasn't fit up, I just like a lot of things about her. Good, solid, stout, still yet gets out and moves. Just can maybe smooth her up there into her shoulder, just ever so slightly. The bigger heifer, man, she's fit to a T. This thing's presented about as good as I've seen all day. So fresh and good hair, clipped well. A heifer that's really attractive in her lines and how she's put together. Female that gets out and goes really well. She feels her track. Really like how square she is going away. Maybe she's just a touch tighter in her top line as she goes, but that's being pretty critical. I think her female really balances up well, looks fresh, looks the part. It's kind of hard to beat in this class. I'm going to go ahead and use her to be your champion. A young lady. Really close parents, really good thing. Well, the two we have out there for our Tim Solution Drive, I think are really different in their kind. I think are both extremely high quality. The one, the single issue we didn't talk, man, part still, that one's got looks at her disposal. Really elegant and extended up front. Love how it's flat and smooth. She lays her shoulder into her forerib. I think that heifer's lines read ultra good. Get her into motion. She wants to drop her loin just a nickel and raise her tail head. Wish I could tone her that down from that standpoint. I think when you get behind the cattle, though, I think she's maternal enough in her rib shape. I don't think she's as overwhelming in terms of her pin set and the upper turn to her rib. I think there's an awful lot of quality in that heifer's look and structural build. And then like we talked about, the big heifer's load.
Stop recording. Button.
I think she leaves you with more punch. I think she's a lot more honest in the turn to her upper rib, especially there behind her shoulder.
Stop recording. Button.
Probably not quite as smooth shouldered. I don't think she's as long necked or ties her neck as high into the top side of her shoulder as the heifer that would have won the first class, but an awful lot of cow power there. Maybe the closest pair I've judged today. I just think there's so much brood cow potential in the big heifer. I like her to be your champion. The younger heifer will be reserved. Give those exhibitors a round of applause.
Nice class to kick off our Continental Influence commercials over here. And there's some discussion probably in the middle of the road here, but there's no discussion about the winner. This young man's silver heifer just dominates this class from a quality and maternal function standpoint. I don't think we need to say much more. I think every view you study her in this particular set, she's the best one. She goes ahead and wins easy. If I was going to change her in any fashion, just as an individual, we could square her up in terms of her rear feet, maybe make her foot size just a nickel bit bigger. I love that one in terms of her femininity, her refinement, but still have that kind of power and rib shape and sweep and structural integrity to boot at this stage of the game. Is very hard to do. It gets close between second and third for me. I probably would agree with everybody in the building. The heifer in third is probably a little bit more maternally gauged, just in terms of her rib shape and softness. I think the heifer at second has some very neat breeding pieces, especially studying her hip and her hind leg assembly. Really long hip, level out of her hip, really good to the set of her hock out of depth of field, allows her to comfortably meet her stride. The heifer to me, though, gets too straight to the angle of her shoulder, a little bit flatter in terms of her forerib. She needs to be softer in terms of her lower
Stop record
belly
camera
as well.
chooser. Front facing. Button.
Ideal show heifer in terms of her sweep and femininity in this class. I think this one would have some value, maybe making some steers or male progeny, because she's stout, she's powerful, but still comes with a very useful set to her hind leg. Like I already preluded to the young lady's heifer coming in next. If you wanted to switch the pair,
Stop recording.
moderate